Hey, everybody. So, we're going to look at Thinglink this week and look at how this will help to kind of build our knowledge base a little bit about technology and education. I'm going to apologize first. It is snowing outside, so my 3-year-old or my 6-year-old and my 9-year-old are running around playing zoo upstairs. So, if you hear screaming and yelling, I apologize. It's kind of what happens when it's snowing out. So let's take a look at Thinglink. So, when we're talking about education and we're talking about the uses of technology, one of the things you have to constantly remember is that technology is not the focus, right? We're trying to learn something, we're trying to understand something, we want to dig deeper, and that's what technology is really used for. It shouldn't be the go-to in everything. Remember, you're the teacher, so you're guiding the lesson, you're building the lesson, you're creating the lesson. You are the lesson, and then the students are the number one focus of that lesson. So technology kind of should be on the side, right? It should be something that we use as a development tool, not as the entire concept. All right. So ThingLink is pretty awesome, and I love it for this project because what I want you guys to do, and you've been looking at hopefully the last couple of days, some attributes of being a teacher and what a teacher should look like. Okay, so when you think of some of the attributes, you think of things like they're personable, right? They can build relationships. They're fun and friendly. They're knowledgeable about their subject matter, and these are all things that, when you think of a teacher, that's what you want to be. That's what you want your students to have. That's what you want your own kids eventually to have, right? So, one of the things that is not an attribute is they can do everything through technology. That's a concept that we want. Like, we want to be able to make it technologically relative when necessary, but it doesn't have to be the focus. All right. So this project allows us to take what we've done in our other class, talking about attributes, talking about things that make a good teacher, and allows us to go a little bit further. And that's what technology really is. It's that step further that we want to take. Think about it. When you were in high school, I don't know how many of you had a lot of technology in high school, but if I were to say to you, hey guys, all right, as a college class, we have no technology. I want you to talk about what are good attributes. Okay, good. All right, now I want you to take those attributes and I want you to write a paper. All right, well, that's okay, but I'm just writing a paper. Now I want you to take those attributes and I want them to look at who you are. All right, so ThingLink really is an awesome tool for this project. So you can see my ThingLink here. All right. This is one that I built. I embed, and you can see the little icons are flashing, right? And when you look at an icon or roll over the icon, it shows something about it. So movies, I enjoy watching them with my family. We spent hours in our basement watching them. And again, the items that I put in here are not truly teacher attributes. These are things that I just put in to give you an example. I don't want to give away, hey, you should have this. So I just kind of made up a couple, right? So then this one, I don't see a rollover, but if I click on it, wow, that takes me to a new box. And I read technology articles on a constant basis to make sure I keep up to date. And then I put a click box here. This is something you guys are going to have to do. And then I put my attribute in. I put my item in. So stories and thoughts. So reading. I picked this attribute because as technology changes, we need to make sure we stay on top of the changes. I see teachers all the time that spend no time reading about new trends in education, and students are bored and have no real input into their education. I know that this is a big part of being prepared to teach the future, and I take time to ensure that I follow trends. So, what I want you to do in this is not only tell me about that attribute, but why is it important? And have you seen anything in your own educational experiences that allow you to say that this is a good attribute? Or on the twist side, is this a bad attribute? All right. I mean, I have teacher friends that constantly they depend on one thing, their focus. I'm going to be honest. In my classes right now that I'm teaching in high school, I've noticed that I've gotten into a funk. Right, I've found one new program, like this is all we're doing, and I'm in a funk. That, to me, that's a bad attribute. That's a bad thing for a teacher to have. So you could put that on there. They get in a funk. Why is that a negative, and what's going on? So this program that we're looking at, right, allows us to kind of Friendly, right? And then, again, we click on here and it takes us to that Google Doc again and allows us to see what our friendly is. And then we come back and we look at H, or the heart, right? Have a heart. People who teach should care. I even put a little picture in there. I don't know why I picked that one, but I just wanted you to show that you could put it. And then again, you click on the attributes, and I didn't fill this one out, but it takes me back to that Google Doc. So we're going to work on this program. And again, if you notice, this kind of takes it a step further than just writing a paper, right? Because now I'm kind of getting into the idea of what's going on. And if you take time, like, you could actually put the heart like over the heart, right? You could put the book over the book, and make it more like symbolic of what is going on. So let me show you how to use this program. What are some of the cool attributes that this program has that you can kind of get into? So I have to switch my account. And you'll notice this is one of my school accounts, but I have to be out of what I am in. All right, so I'm going to jump in here. Here's the link right up here, and I'm going to jump over to Thinglink. All right, and then I suggest you getting the habit of using this Google sign in. And the reason I suggest that is because it allows you to one-click sign into all the different accounts. You don't have to worry about memorizing all sorts of passwords and stuff. It just gives you the ability, when you click on it, it's going to say, what account would you like to use? I'm going to use this other one simply because if I use my Middlesex County College Gmail, then you look at the teacher version. I want you to see what the student version looks like. All right. And I'm going to allow access to my Google Classroom and such. If you give it a moment, here we are. So now, once you join, it's going to ask you about an invitation code. All right. Enter your code here. If you jump back to my website, you'll see this code right here. All right. It's JMJACZ. So I'm going to jump on there. JMJACZ, and I'm going to request to join. And now here I am, right? It gives you some basics, some things that you can kind of goof around with, right? Interactive items to play with. So it's not a huge, big thing right now. But so how do we create a new interactive item? All right, so we're going to build one. So we're going to create. Up here, you see create. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to upload an image. All right, right now, I don't have anything in here that I really want to use. So what I need to do is I need to come up here to my Bitmoji. And I think you should use a Bitmoji because we're talking about you. We're talking about how you want to be perceived by people. So, excuse me, if you click on here, and I'm just going to pick one. Let's see, education. Let's see, teach. Teacher, right? Well, I can't spell this afternoon. That's all right. That's what we do. All right, teacher. Let's see. All right, so let's see. I'm going to take this one, and I'm going to save image as. And of course, it takes a couple minutes, right? And I'm going to put Bitmoji just so I remember it. Now, I'm doing it in my downloads. Again, all of you have different programming styles. Some of you are using Apple. Some of you are using Windows-based. Some of you use Chromebooks. You need to know how to get to these things. I'm going to save it in my downloads because it's just easier for me. And I'm going to hit save, and you can see that's where I am, right? So now I'm going to upload an image. And you see there's my Bitmoji right there. And I'm going to say open. All right, so now here we are in this spot, right? And I'm at a point now. This down here is for use with the digital program that I'm using the video. So I'm going to get rid of that just so we don't get confused. But so I'm going to add a tag, and that's what those little icons are called. They're called tags. So I'm going to add a tag. Excuse me. And these are the different items that you can use. Add text and media. Add a text label, add content from a website, and you can use all of them. And if you've noticed, as soon as I hit create tab or a tag, it put a plus sign there. And if you click on that, you can do all sorts of stuff. So here I am. I clicked on, just let me go back. I clicked on add tag, right? And I did add text and media. Okay, now up here, you can change the icon. and they give you all sorts of things that you can use. So if you want a picture, you can grab a picture. If you just click anything, it gives you different colors. You can really use whatever you numbers. Social media, you can upload your own if you'd like. I'm just going to go with, let's see. I'll go with the book on this one just for the heck of it. All right, so I'm going to do a blue book. All right, so that's my icon is going to be. And I believe reading is essential. And I think that most of you probably agree. Now, I don't sit and read novels all day long, but I love to read technology information. I love to read things that are going on in my world of technology so that I have a concept of what I am doing. So my description is going to be reading about technology. Okay. Again, I'm terrible at spelling this afternoon, probably because I'm not wearing my glasses, but that's the way it goes. So now, here I am. All right. My next one says button URL. And this is what I want you guys to create a Google Doc. I want you to make it shareable. So make it sure it is inside of your folder that you're sharing with me. Okay. And what we're going to do here is this is where we're going to really write about our attributes. So when I click up here, now this is a shortcut. So when you click docs.new, you see a brand new doc comes up, right? That's a cheat, all right? Makes it a lot easier than going into your drive and going through all this. The only thing is you have to make sure you move it to your drive, all right? So if you want to cheat, make sure you move it to your drive. Otherwise, go into your drive and do the long way to make sure it's in the right spot and that you put it in your right folder. So I'm just going to name mine attributes. Getting that spelling, right? And my first one is reading. And I want to talk about my reading. I want to talk about why it's important. I want to talk about what goes on in the process and why do I think that this is important and have I seen it in my own education? Meaning, I think it's important that we read technology articles and technology ideas that come out. Why? I've seen in my own as a teacher, as a professor, people don't keep up with what's going on, right? We get lost in just what we know. And that becomes a problem as a student and as a teacher because I'm not really going out above and beyond to really make sure my students have a knowledge base. So to give you the best example I can, right? Jamboards came out not too long ago. I never used Jamboards before. I didn't have it in class before. You guys used that last week. Why? Because I read about it. I played with it. I learned it myself. I watched videos. I read about it. And now we're using it. Why? Because I want you guys to be as up to date as possible. And I think that is a massive thing that we need to do. So reading. So what I'm going to do is, why is it an attribute? What is so important? What is so important? Have you seen it? All right, tell me about it a little bit. Tell me why it's there. All right, so now we have everything that we need. And just a little side note, just a little click right up here. We can move it to the folder that we want to move it to. So 102, 103, we'll drop it in. All right, and there you go. So now it's in your right folder. All right, so now I'm going to share. And this is where it gets important, right? Because I need this link, copy link. And I come back to my Thinglink over here, and I'm going to paste that right there. All right. So now my URL is set up. All right. I have it right here. It says Google Doc. That's not so much fun. So I'm just going to change it to attribute ideas. Right. Okay. So now we've got all of these things in there. We're starting to build. Do you want to add an image or a video? I particularly, I'm okay right now, but you know what? I'll throw one in just to make sure that we all know how to do it. So wherever your images are, wherever your videos are, wherever you have, right? I'm just going to throw in, I'll throw in my family picture just for the fun of it, right? These are my kids goofing around. All right, boom. I added a picture. All right, so now I have it all set up. You can upload audio if you want to. I'm okay with that. I don't think you have to do all that. And there we go. So now when I'm done, press done. And here it is right here, right? Now I can move it wherever I want. All right, so now we've accomplished creating our first one. You can create more. Add another tag. Again, if you want to add text and media, I think is the best one. Title. My second attribute might be fun loving. Right? I mean, not to be funny, but I love teachers that are have a good time. You need to be able to laugh and goof, or it becomes a job, and that will burn you out. All right. Back to where's my URL? I'm going to come over here. I'm going to copy my link again, and I'm going to drop it in my URL, and I'm going to put attribute ideas again because that's what I called it. All right. And then you're set. And then I'm not going to put another image, just it's no real need to. All right. And you'll see there it is. And I'll just put that one over there, wherever you want to put it. It's not a big deal. All right. But now you're starting to see that this is what, when you click on it, that's what's going to come up. That's what the reader will read. When they go to attribute ideas, make sure your links work. All right. My link works. Now, again, our second one was fun loving, right? So fun loving. Unloving. That's not good. Unloving would be bad as a teacher. Fun loving, right? And now you start to add to it, and all of your attributes go in one spot. All right. Now, when you're done, what are we going to do with this when we're done? We're actually going to do a couple things, but right now, you really don't have to worry too much about embedding it. I just want you to share it. So look, here I went to settings. All right. You can look at a color scheme if you want. All right. Change it a little. See, you'll notice my colors changed. All right. You can change the background color if you know the 6-digit numbers for the ones that you want. I know my high school ones is 002E5D. All right. That's my high school, my text color. I always do FFCB05. All right. That's, I don't know why it didn't let me do that. Let's try that again. FFCB05. Right, it turns them yellow. All right, so the background button, I'm going to make that white. All right, and then the button text color, I'm going to go with, actually, that should be 002E. Let's see, E5D. There we go. It's darker. And my text color inside my box, I'm going to go back with the background color to E5D. And please don't think you ever have to remember any of this stuff. This is just stupid stuff that I do, but you can pick whatever colors you want. All right. Disable animation. If you disable the animation, if you watch, see the ping is going on. It's showing them. When you turn it off, they will go away. I like it. I think it's fun. I think it's interesting. Hide logo. That removes the Thinglink branding. If you look at my webpage, I have it there. I leave it there so that you guys can remember what page that we're on. But if you can turn it off, absolutely, and get rid of it. And then you can upload audio files as well. All right. And then when you click done, all right, so now that's what it's going to look like. When you click, see my colors has changed. My colors have changed. All right. And even on this one, my color has changed. So now here I am. Now what am I going to do? I'm going to share it. So here's where everything comes in. So my organized setting requires the viewer to sign in. If you're publishing for a wide audience, please change visibility. So we change visibility. All right, you can make it public. All right, unlisted. I don't know why it's not changing. Oh, there we go. I just probably wasn't clicking on it. There we go. I just wasn't getting on there. Oh, maybe it's not going to let us make it public. Maybe because of my settings in my school. But you guys should be, either one is fine, or my organization or private. Actually, I'm sorry, unlisted. My organization or unlisted. All right. Don't worry. Don't do private or I won't be able to see it. And then just click save. All right. And then when you send it to me through our Google Classroom, this is the link you're going to upload, right? Copy it. And then when you go to Google Classroom, just upload the link. All right. Share the link. All right. So that's the basics of it. Hopefully you don't have any issues. I tend to think this is a fun program to use. And again, it gets you away from just doing that simple discussion or doing that quick, paper, right? I don't like just papers. I want to go beyond. I want you to think about things. I want you to be creative when you're building, because This will stick with you a lot longer than just writing a paper. And that's the process, or that's the reason behind education. You want things to stick and create. So even if you don't remember all of your attributes, you'll remember this project and you remember some of the important aspects of it. And that's a big deal. All right, so hopefully you got it. If you need help, holler, of course. I hope everybody's doing well, and I will see you guys later.